Hello everyone, welcome back to our Hunter series. Here we are again, and look at that. We got our best friends again in the hand. We got the Argent Squire and the Glaive Zuka. That was a match made in heaven. I really love the Argent Squire Glaive Zuka combo. It gives you the feeling of like, nice. So this is what it's like to have a shielded mini bot. You know, it's of course better because it's only 1 mana for a 2/1 Divine Shield. So yeah, very strong combination of cards, and we do have an amazing curve to back it up. We have a Argent Squire into a Glaive Zuka into coin 4-drop into 4-drop. That is probably the strongest curve. 1-drop into Glaive Zuka into 4-drop into 4-drop. If your 2-drop isn't Glaive Zuka, then I like 1-drop, 3-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. But if your 2-drop is Glaive Zuka, 1-drop, Glaive Zuka, 4-drop, 4-drop is absolutely insane. So yeah, our opponent played a Mana Wraith, which was amazing for us. Very clean kill and deals 2 phase. Very nice. Okay, cool. Interesting point here. Let's pause for a second and see what is the best play here. We could just keep ignoring it, but because we've been playing like that for a couple games, right? But as I said, there are just moments where there are very clean kills that put your opponent so far behind on the board that it's absolutely fine to take the trade, and it's actually just better to take the trade because there's less chance that your opponent can deal with your board, and if there's less chance your opponent can deal with your board, that ultimately results in you being able to deal more face damage over a larger span of turns. So we can just coin out Dark Iron Dwarf, take the free kill, save the weapon. Alternatively, we can double trade and coin out a Yeti. I don't like that because the Yeti, it's a bit vulnerable to a fireball. Then I'd rather just get the Dwarf, get removed by something. I just really like the clean trade here of the Dwarf traded in. If our opponent pings, he plays a 2-drop and the Glaive Zuka deals with the 2-drop. If our opponent plays a 4-drop, then we can Shattered Sun the Dwarf, use our Dwarf to free kill it, or use Dwarf and face and summon the Yeti. So there's a very wide range of options here. That's why, the turn is taking a while. There's a lot of things that we can think about here. Because Coin Yeti is fine. Honestly, this is a flavor play. I think that Coin Yeti there was about as fine as this play. I just didn't like the Fireball option, because then we are going to play Dark Iron Dwarf on turn 4, and our buff is going to get wasted, right? So I'd rather cash in on the buff now, have the Dwarf get Fireballed, and then still have the Glaive Zuka later to use it, because it's just a small hedge versus that Fireball. All right, there we go. Perfect. Our opponent's play was ping our Squire and pass. Unbelievably slow. This is why I always say, make the mage ping. That's one of the things I always keep saying. A lot of people are afraid of it. They're like, oh no, he'll kill my card for free. All the dice, like, ha ha ha, 2 mana gone, 2 mana gone. Because cards don't matter in the early game. What matters in the early game is mana, guys. Count your opponent's mana, make him lose mana like now. Turn 4, ping. I mean, it's absolutely great. Look at that, guys. At the end of our turn 4, we have 8 power and 9 toughness. At the end of his turn 4, he's got nothing. Nothing. That's an insane difference already on the board. So we are already so far ahead on the board. It's really nice. Our opponent ends up playing a Pit Fighter. That's probably the strongest play he could have made. Pit Fighter really good. So once again, a wide range of options. All right, let's go over them. Option 1, face and Dwarf into the Pit Fighter. Shattered Sun the Yeti, play the Dragon, go face for 5. Have 3 minions on the board, out of MC Tech range. Very respectable play, very safe. Option number 2, Shattered Sun the Yeti, use Yeti and face to kill the Pit Fighter. You have a 5 and 1, a 4/4, a 3/2, and a 3/2. You are vulnerable to Mind Control Tech, but you do preserve your minion and you make him ping. And option number 3 is Shattered Sun the Yeti, play the Fairy Dragon, deal 9 phase damage. I feel that because we are ahead on the board, we can just go with the 9 phase damage here. It is the turn before Flame Strike, and I feel like if you trade here and you lose out on an extra 4 or 5 phase damage, that you are actually behind. Next turn, I will trade because Flame Strike is a common and Blizzard is a rare. and I'd rather play around the common than a rare. That's just percentage-wise a good deal. All right, so our opponent seems to, have had a decent play for turn 6. It's not a Blizzard freeze, but it's a Frost Elemental freeze, so this is fine. He freezes our Yeti, that's okay. What we are thinking about now is like, okay, how do I keep this Yeti from dying to a Flame Strike? That's kind of the main point that's going through our mind right now. And I think the best answer is that we just power shot the Frost Elemental, trade in the Shattered Sun, because it's okay to trade here because you are preserving your Yeti there. You just want to make sure that one of the mage's most powerful turn 7 plays becomes useless, right? If we do not trade into the into the Frost Elemental, we give him the option to use the Frost Elemental into the Yeti and then Flame Strike and wipe our board. So yeah, you would have dealt an extra 3 phase damage, but I think this play is perfectly fine. And I would prefer to Hero Power rather than Cobra, once again because it deals extra phase damage and it makes it so he actually is in a lot of trouble if he Flame Strikes. That means we can deal another 7 plus 2 here, that's 9. So should the Flame Strike come out, we will be 1 damage off lethal. And the Flame Strike does come out, so especially on the higher win rates, it's a lot more common for those Flame Strikes to be there. And looks like our opponent gives up, even though we didn't have lethal. If you know that your deck doesn't have healing, and we were on like 20 something HP, you're not going to kill the hunter before he was able to press his hero power 1 extra turn. So very fast game, very controlled, very nicely executed. I feel we traded where we felt that we had to trade, we went face where we felt that we had to go face, and it just resulted in a very, very large amount of pressure on our opponent's life total without him having the means to reply to it, because we took away some of his board pieces, right? We took away the pivotal pieces. Like turn 3, we took away his Goblin Sapper with that Dark Iron Dwarf play, leaving him with a meh Fireball. Then turn 6, we used Power Shot, because Power Shot is something that can't go phase. It's better than that you use that on the minion rather than the weapon. Save the weapon for potential phase damage. And just traded in our 3/2 to play around Flamesec. So I feel like really clean, really crisp, made our opponents ping on turn 4. Yeah, just overall really happy about that game. Nicely executed. Guys, I will see you all tomorrow. This one was a short one, but hey, sometimes as a hunter you gotta go fast. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all tomorrow.